Yo, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing What If Deku was Captain America? And if you're wondering where What If Deku was depressed slash had a quirk is at, which some of you guys are not, because the latest video that I did only had 3 views. My views are not as good, so, but I'm gonna try to be uploading. I'm gonna try because every school, or at least my school, is gonna be online. It is online, so I'm gonna try to upload as many videos as I can without getting lazy. So hopefully you guys enjoy this vid. I'm trying to do something new. I really like what Deku was depressed slash had a quirk, but I want to do something new so I won't get bored and run out of ideas. Now, in this story, Hazashi works for Overhaul, and uh, Overhaul is very upset, very mad, just all around is very moody because he's been experimenting on random people, and not everybody has been dying, or their body was not suitable for the serum, and Overhaul is just very mad about that. So um he decided to choose somebody's kid or just a random person. And Hazashi, he's a cheapskate. He's very scared of Overhaul. He's just all around scrawny little loser. So he offered anybody with a kid or something $1 million, and Hazashi just so happened to be broke. So he offered his kid. Over, Hazashi took Overhaul to his house, and then Overhaul killed Inko and Hazashi. And then as Izuku was sleeping, because it was 12 o'clock at night, so Izuku wasn't really awake. And then as Overhaul stuck him with drugs with the sleeping paralysis, so Izuku wouldn't woke up, just in case. He is sleeping, but just in case. As Izuku woke up, he was strapped to a table. He's 12 years old, by the way, and he's also quirkless. What's going on? What's happening? Huh. Seems you're awake now, kid. Hello, my name is Overhaul, but you don't need to know my real name. I'm sorry, kid, but, your dad, he sold you out to me. See, I need you for something very important. You won't know what that is until I actually do it. I'm gonna need to experiment on you for the greater good, or AKA just for my sake. I'm gonna turn you into a monster. Just not physically, but in every other aspect, yes. You will be a monster. You will have no emotions. You'll just be a killing machine for me, one of my lackeys. But, I'll, you'll have someone to keep you company, eventually. But for now, sit back, have fun. And by the way, when Overhaul is ranting, Izuku is just screaming. But as Overhaul said, oh, don't worry, kid. No one will hear you scream. This whole entire facility is underground, padded with special noise canceling, everything. So, I'm sorry, nobody will be able to help you. So, you might want to stop screaming. Stop squirming. It'll make it more easier. Put him in. Put him in. As Overhaul's lackeys put Izuku into the same thing that Captain America had got strapped into in the first movie. I don't really have a picture. I tried to search up one, but they don't have one. But you're just gonna have to watch the first movie. The first movie of Captain America. And then as Overhaul turned on the machine and as Izuku was screaming, the doctor that Overhaul was working with said, Sir, we should stop. It doesn't seem to be... Shut up. Turn it up higher. I want to see if it can actually work, and if it can also be experimented on with more of my subjects. Do it! Then, as the scientist turned up the machine to its highest point, and then as the process was over, and then as Izuku came out looking like Steve Rogers did, but with a beard and everything you see in this photo, he has a beard. He looks completely different. He has full-grown sets of hair. He's very tall. And then as Izuku woke up, what happened? What? Why is my voice deeper? And then as Izuku looked down at his hands, and he saw they were more toned and bigger. What? Get me out of here! Izuku screamed, and then as he struggled, and then as he broke the restraints that he had, and rushed towards Overhaul, he said, "I'll kill you!" And Izuku rushed at him with almost super speeds, but Overhaul was easily able to dodge Izuku's attacks. And as the guards was about to stop him, but as Overhaul said, "Don't worry, I got this." Without using his quirk, Overhaul easily disabled Izuku and said, "Don't worry, kid. I'll make sure to. Don't worry. This won't be the last time I experiment on you. I'll make you the most powerful person on this planet, even stronger than All Might. Everything you knew, you had, everything you loved is gone now. All there is me and your new world. Have fun." As Overhaul knocked out Izuku. Let's time skip to about when he's 15 years old. His physical body is not 15 years old, but 15 years old. But legally he is 15 years old, but his body is not. They changed his name to Steve Rogers. Also, they implanted a chip in the back of his head. If he ever decides to go rogue, the chip would detonate inside of his head and stop his brain and kill him. So, and also I will explain Izuku's powers. Um, he he has regenerative abilities, super speed, super strength, eyesight. All 5 senses were enhanced, and also Izuku has Spidey sense. Basically, his senses have gone up tremendously. He can dodge any attack from anybody, even Prime All Might and Prime One for All. He can dodge anything, really. Izuku also can summon Mjolnir. That's what Thor's hammer is called, but it's his. He could summon it out of thin. He could summon it using lightning. Also, he could summon his original shield, not the Wakanda shield, just his original shield. And also, he can wield Kurikata, or my version of Kurikata. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. And before you guys click off this video, listen. If Afro Demon 0632 is able to do this, I can cut me some slack. I can do this too. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Afro Demon did Winter Soldier Deku, but he gave him a Berserker form, and he also gave him Ultra Instinct. His words, not mine. He literally calls it Ultra Instinct. And also he gave Izuku a quirk canceling a sword. Basically Asta's Demon Slayer sword, but anti-quirk sword. So yeah, if he can do it, I can do it too, but in a different manner. So let's get back into the story. Now you know all of Izuku's abilities. Let's get back into this. Izuku, and also go check out Afro Demon. He's a pretty cool YouTuber. He does not do voice whatever, he just does texting, but still cool either way. As Izuku was 15, as I said, and also he's pretty known around the world. They call him Captain America, because his shield has a star in it, and he's pretty much the captain of Overhaul Squad. So they just call him Captain America. Izuku is basically Overhaul's right hand man. He defeated everybody in Overhaul's every Overhaul lackey. He's experienced in every form of hand-to-hand combat. So Izuku's basically stacked. And also, he's the caretaker of Eri. Eri and Izuku have a brother-sister bond. He doesn't let anybody hurt Eri. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Oh, didn't you say Izuku has regenerative abilities? Can't his regenerative abilities just heal him when the chip kills his brain? Well, yes, but his healing factor works like Wolverine's healing factor. If the brain is destroyed, he cannot use his healing factor anymore. At least, that's what happens in the comics and also in the show too. Izuku can be drowned to death if if his brain is hit. If he gets hit in the brain, he can die as well. It's a pretty downside to his quirk, but Overhaul is trying to improve that mishap. Not Izuku. Overhaul is trying to improve on Izuku's downsides. He is succeeding, except into the healing factor part. So, Izuku devised a plan to get him and Eri out. As Izuku has been trying to figure out a plan, so he decided to slowly and gradually cut the chip out of his neck and then just let his skin heal over time. He has been gradually doing it, but every time Overhaul's lackeys come, he has to stop, but it just reheals instantly. So they don't really notice that Izuku was picking at it. They just think that he's scratching at his neck or something like that. So one day when it's nighttime, and everybody was busy on Eri because she was having a breakdown and destroying everything around her. Izuku finally decided to go all out, cut his neck with his sword, with Kurikata, cut his neck with Kurikata, and finally dug it out, and his skin instantly healed. Then as Izuku smirked and broke the chip, his hand disintegrated into nothing. All he could see is his bone, but he didn't really care about that. His hand re-healed instantly, and then and also, if you're wondering why Overhaul got Eri, there's multiple reasons why, actually. She can rewind anything, basically. If they ever killed Izuku or just drowned Izuku to death, they can just reheal, or Eri can reheal Izuku. So Overhaul did train Eri in her quirk, but not to its fullest extent, just so that she can heal anybody with it, just to heal Izuku, and also for the other reason, like in the anime. So let's get back into this. As Izuku was fake sleeping, and then as one of Overhaul's lackeys got Izuku because Overhaul wanted to experiment on Izuku to give him an upgrade on his healing factor and everything else. And then as Izuku was pretend sleeping, and he also has a high pain tolerance. It's not because of any boost that Overhaul gave him. Izuku has just gotten used to pain because he's been experimented on almost his entire life, so he's gotten used to it. As Izuku was tied up, and also Izuku's powers are not quirks; they're just other forms of their powers, I guess you could say. As Izuku was tied up, with this special material, and as Overhaul, Izuku still faked being knocked out. As Overhaul finished Izuku's upgrades, and Izuku now is able to withstand being drowned without him being killed. And yeah, his strength has been boosted up 10 times. He's able to be on par with All Might with his injury, 100% All Might with his injury, but not Prime All Might, at least not yet. And yeah, when he was done, Izuku broke out, summoned his sword, killed 1 and 2, and as Overhaul clicked the button, when in his pocket, it clicked the button to detonate Izuku's bomb. Izuku smirked, and as he said, "Finally, I'm able to kill you. I don't know how this feels. I don't know how revenge will feel. Death is too good for you, but unfortunately I can't let you live because of what you did to Eri and me. It's time to die." Izuku summoned Mjolnir, and Mjolnir came into his hand, and then as he started to swirl it around, "You brat! Die!" But as Overhaul threw some spikes at Izuku, but Izuku summoned his shield and blocked all of it. And then as he summoned lightning and threw it at Overhaul, as Overhaul flew through all of the buildings, and I mean all of the walls. And remember, this facility is underground, so Overhaul just landed in an arena of sorts. The arena was used for Izuku because he had to train a lot. Then as Izuku got to the spot where he is instantly, then as he summoned his shield and threw it. It's kind of like how Steven Universe. It's kind of like Steven Universe's shield. It can extend to a big, huge amount, and it can also downsize as well. That's kind of how like Steven Universe's shield works. It can grow. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. But let's continue. Izuku's shield can grow to a huge extent, and it also can just compact onto his arm, and when he doesn't need it, it just disappears. Izuku has to hold his hand into a fist, and he has to think about the shield and also hold it into a fist. And then, yeah, enough over explaining it. As Izuku threw his shield at Overhaul, and as Overhaul tried to protect himself with some spikes, but at the same time, Izuku summoned Mjolnir and threw it with the shield. Boom! All of the spikes broke. The shield and sword collided, making the boom and breaking all of the protective barriers and also the spikes. Then as Izuku, he summoned Kurikata and slashed Overhaul in the chest, as Overhaul was down bleeding. But before Izuku could finish Overhaul off, Rappa and the rest everybody tried to save Overhaul. But, as I said before, Izuku beat all of them, even though they had the quirk strengthening pills, or the bullets. It still wasn't enough to defeat Izuku. So Izuku did quick work with them. But Overhaul was able to get to Rappa's body, and the other person, I forgot what they're called, the other person's body, and turn into the monster that he was in canon. So as Izuku put his hand into the sky and summoned Mjolnir again, and then as lightning can be heard in the sky, and then as Izuku's whole hand was covered in electricity, and then as he rushed towards Overhaul at the speed of light, cracked Overhaul right in the face, immediately disintegrating all of his body. He could regenerate nothing. Everything was destroyed in the vicinity. Even the facility itself was destroyed by Izuku's hammer hit. And yes, I am making Izuku pretty overpowered, because why not? So, as Izuku went to Eri, and he did what Eri was protected, because he made sure to close the door and leave Eri. But as Izuku came back, as he broke the door, and then as he woke up Eri, she started to shake. Then as Izuku said, "Don't worry, Eri. I saved us. Let's get out of here." And also, Izuku is just wearing some prison clothes. He's just wearing orange garments, basically prison attire. But he made sure to grab his suit, his Captain America suit. And also, he doesn't wear a mask because, Izuku wanted everybody to know what he looks like, and also Overhaul did as well. So, Izuku never wore a mask. So, on that day, Izuku swore to himself and also to Eri that he would protect everybody, but not in the conventional way. He would protect everybody from the shadows. When they needed him, he will come, defeat the villain, and go. And that's exactly what Izuku did. Uh, I did say Izuku was 15. I'm gonna change that. Izuku is, yeah, you know what? Izuku's 14. Forget about it. Izuku's 15. He was already pretty well known, even when he was 12 years old. Throughout 15, he was pretty well known already as Captain America, so why change anything? Izuku has been protecting the city. Along with All Might's help, they have tried to stop Izuku a tremendous amount of times, but Izuku just ran away because he knew he couldn't defeat all of them. Well, he could, but he chose not to because, he doesn't fight heroes. Until one day, an encounter happened. As Izuku killed a villain, and then as somebody appeared behind him and said, "Well, you're the famous Captain America that I heard about. Huh, you don't look like anything to me. Just an average, everyday, normal, fake hero." Izuku turned his back, and then as he saw the hero killer Stain, then as he said, "Huh, so you're the hero killer Stain. I've heard a lot about you. And I also know how your quirk works and what it's called. It's called Blood Curdle." Sorry, sorry for those of you who are wearing earphones. Sorry again. Well, let's continue. As Izuku started to explain, Stain's quirk. You know too much, kid. Looks like I have to kill you. I was planning on killing you anyway. You were taking all the fun away from me. Ah! As Stain rushed at Izuku with two knives, since he thought Izuku was pretty weak compared to him. Stain rushed at Izuku with blinding speeds, but Izuku was able to dodge and elbow Stain in the arm while also kneeing him in the face and doing a roundhouse axe kick, sending Stain flying back. Then as Stain wiped a little blood off of his mouth, and then as he said, "Huh, looks like you're not going to be a bore after all. I like that. Come at me, Captain America." But before Stain could finish his sentence, Izuku throws Mjolnir at his head, and then as he summoned Mjolnir back and said, "You talk too much. Let's just get this over with. I have a lot to do." As Izuku also summoned his shield as well. He doesn't use his sword under extreme circumstances. Because the sword is very powerful. With just one slash, it can destroy everything and anyone, and just everything in the vicinity. So he doesn't use it unless it's really important. As Izuku, as Izuku rushed at as Izuku rushed at Stain with blinding speeds, and so did Stain. Stain decided to pull out his sword, slash down at Izuku, but Izuku was able to block with his shield and try to bash Stain with his hammer, but Stain was able to narrowly dodge. Then as Izuku thought to himself, won't be able to use my shield and hammer. They slow me down. Looks like I have to use Kurikara. As Izuku threw Mjolnir at Stain, but Stain was able to jump back and dodge. Then as Izuku unsummoned his shield and pulled out Kurikara, he decided to not go all out for the fight, but just hold back. A lot, and I mean a lot when I say that. And then as Stain rushed back at Izuku, Izuku was barely able to dodge and parry the slash that Stain took at Izuku, and Stain was able to kick Izuku in the face with his sharp boot and slash Izuku on the cheek, but Izuku instantly healed, but Izuku froze. What? Damn it. He got me. Well, well, well. Looks like I won this fight. As Stain cut off Izuku's head and sheathed his sword back and did his quirk. Well, you were a strong opponent, just not strong enough to. What is this? My sword, Stain. Can't you see? As Stain spat up a little bit of blood. What? What? But I sliced your head clean off. How? I'm able to regenerate everything. Even if I'm decayed into nothingness, I still win. And also, game over. That's Izuku's catchphrase. I like it. I actually use it for everything I do. Well, I usually use it for playing card games and stuff. That's my catchphrase in real life. Or either you're done or game over. So as Izuku slashed overhaul upwards and his body split apart. As Izuku unsummoned Kurikata, and then as he said, well, looks like you want a challenge either. Hero Killer Stain. Stain was found dead the next week, and heroes presume it to be Captain America because with the the hammer marks and with the lightning streaks or uh they just thought it was Captain America because of the hammer markings and with the thunder streaks all over the alleyway. So yeah, Izuku was now a wanted man everywhere, but Izuku lived in Overhaul's base. He built it back up, and just used it as a home. And also, Izuku likes to keep a low profile. He doesn't really go out as much because, he doesn't wear a mask. So Izuku likes to keep a low profile on things. And we time skip to the USJ. And also I'm gonna put Kendo in Class 1A instead of Izuku because he's not gonna be in there. So I'm gonna put Tetsu and Kendo in there. Why? Because Aizawa expelled Mineta, and then Shinso moved into Class 1B, and then Itsuko and Kendo moved into Class 1A to fill the two spots that Izuku and Mineta left. So as everybody got off the bus talking, and then as Aizawa said, "Shut up, everybody. Where's All Might, 13?" Then as 13 pulled up 3 fingers as to sign 3 minutes. Damn it, All Might. Well, everybody, it seems like All Might's gonna be late. He was doing hero work. Now, 13, explain the exercise. I'm going to sleep. As 13 gave she said the exact same thing as she did in canon. As everybody was cheering, all pumped up and excited. Also, Bakugo and Izuku never met. They were never friends or anything like that. Izuku was bullied by random people, but He doesn't really remember anything. All he remembers is his name is Steve Rogers. Well, that's the name that Overhaul gave him. He doesn't know his actual name. As all Izuku remembers is the name that Overhaul gave him, which was Steve Rogers. So Izuku goes with that. But he's not really going to tell anybody because he doesn't really have a personal life, He doesn't really have any friends, girlfriend, nothing like that. All he has is Eri. And he's going to protect her with his life if he has to. As uh, as Kirishima pointed to the center of the USJ and said, "Wow, even there's fake villains here too? You guys are so awesome, so manly, and also womanly too. Those are no villains. 13, protect the kids. Everybody stay here. Under no circumstances do you come down these stairs. If you do, you are expelled. You got that?" As everybody nodded their heads. Good. And then as Kendo said, "Wait, Sensei! Sensei, there are too many villains down there. You won't be able to defeat them all." "I'm sorry. I cannot do a good girl impression. I'm sorry." "It's okay, Kendo. I got this. I'm a hero after all. I gotta push past my limits also." As everything happens in canon, Kurogiri separated everybody. Instead of Izuku, Kendo is with Mineta and Tsu, and everybody else is in their regular positions. And Ida did successfully get out of the USJ. Now, as Aizawa was on the back foot, "I can't keep fighting these villains for long," Aizawa said in his head. That must be him. As Aizawa defeated the last of his villains that he had. She's 31 minutes. As I gotta wrap this up quickly. As Aizawa defeated all of his villains that he had, and then as Todoroki, Bakugo, and Bakugo and Todoroki got out of their positions, and as he saw how Aizawa was doing, well, not pretty good. He was defeated as usual, and the Nomu was about to kill Aizawa until you can hear "Shine!" And as Bakugo popped explosions at the Nomu, but the Nomu instantly healed and grabbed Bakugo by the face and slammed him into the ground, grabbed his legs, and slammed him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he broke Bakugo's back. "Stop right there, villain! Or whatever you are!" As Todoroki froze the Nomu's half torso. And then as as Kirishima came and punched the Nomu's upper half clean off, but the Nomu instantly regenerated and defeated Bakugo and Todoroki with ease. And then as the Nomu went back to kill Aizawa, but then as the front door of the USJ opened, as everybody looked at it, they were expecting All Might, but they got Captain America. Don't worry, everybody. This will soon be over, because I am here. Wow, that felt real cheesy to say. And that's why I'm going to be leaving it off, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on that notifications so you know when we post my next video. And it will be a part 2 of What If Deku Was the Winter Soldier? Or, no, What If Deku Was Captain America? I will see you all later. It's been 34 minutes, way past the time that I usually do this, but I'll see you guys later. Peace.